Hey everybody, Ryan FMG here. Before I talk about today's deck, please put the little corgi in the bottom right of your screen. That's the sub button. Each and every sub means a lot to me, especially now because we are getting closer and closer to that 1,000 sub threshold. Once we do, I'll probably do a special video. I'm kind of thinking about maybe ranking my favorite Teppen sets from, Teppen's history, but we shall see. However, today's deck is kind of a blast from the past. However, I play this deck fairly often, usually try to brew around with a couple new cards, and that is Morrigan Temptation. This is obviously a big res. What are the big res units that we are playing? We are playing just 6, a playset of Ibuki and a playset of Ko. These are my favorite. You could play some legendaries like Jury or Dante. I really like Dante, so maybe I might want to put some Dante action up in here very soon. But the main reason why I'm playing this list is because for 2 reasons. 1, I like this deck and I haven't played it for a couple weeks, maybe even a month now. And 2, I want to test out memory control. This is great because this list wants to play a lot of cheap actions, and you can't get much cheaper than 1 MP. And this action will trigger your Resonate. It locks one of your board slots, but you don't really care about that. And it gets +2 HP to your Ibuki or Ko with triggering Resonate, so that does so much. What did we take out? We took out Dark Hold. Dark Hold is a very, very powerful halt spell, since it halts it for, 13 seconds, much more than 5 seconds. However, it is 3 MP, so what halt spells are we still playing? We're playing a 2-2 split of Agony and Deadweight. This can kind of change on the meta of how many 5 MP more or how many 4 MP or less units are being played. And then, of course, a playset of Crystal Hunter as well as Secret, because these are just fantastic. Then, of course, we are playing 4 evasion actions. That is 3 hook shots and 1 devil trigger. And of course, most purple decks want some permission or counter spells. We're playing 2 Soul Reflect as well as Maverick's Memory. Soul Reflect is very good because usually you don't love playing Soul Reflect because you would like to counter something like Fate of the Unworthy, but LOL, we don't care about Fate of the Unworthy. However, what does Soul Reflect counter? Disarms, evasion actions, and a lot of red burn, which is really good to counter for 3 MP, and then, our Ko or Ibuki gets +1/+1. That's enough about the deck. Let's jump in and see how many triggers we can get. Round 1 against Nergigante Change Form. Okay, let's see what the opponent's doing. We can keep this. Starting off with 2 Ibukis is fine. Basically, you keep any hand that has 1 of your Resonate units. If it doesn't have 1, then you mulligan. If there's 2, that's fine. If you don't want, 3 or 4 in your opener, because then you can kind of handlock, but 2 is completely fine. Because that means if we play this, they kill it, well, then we just have another one for backup. Okay. They already lost so much life, so I'm feeling very, very good. Could just... I don't think I care about countering that. We actually could counter it to make this 4, so then it just doesn't have to hit as much. You know what? I kind of liked countering there. Not necessarily that that was going to be that problematic of action for us, but just we could have halted that. I'm being lazy because we're so far ahead. Let's halt this because I don't want this. I don't want this uni to hit Ibuki and die, so then they can place another unit. And let's also halt this because I don't want them to trigger because Actually, I don't know if their Malphus would trigger before our Ibuki hit, so we might not even have to halt that. And that was a very fast round 1, but they did sacrifice half their life total for their first play of the game, but we got there. Round 2 against Great Divine Intervention. We have to mulligan this. Obviously, we don't have a res unit, but Memory Control seems very good against red decks because it just is more and more HP. It's 2 HP for 1 action. Or one action and just 1 MP. That seems very good. To be fair, this could be hard, depending on what they have, but we're just going to try to jam Ibuki and all these 1 MP plays very, very fast. Probably Foresight first, because I would rather have, them try to damage and then get the +2 HP right away. Yet again, I don't really necessarily care about halting that, but once this is getting to be 12 and all these things, it's going to be very hard for them to do anything. Right now it's out of slash range. Let's just do this because it's still out of slash range. They only have 3 MP. This is seeming so good. We don't want anything to die. So I'll take this hit, and now we can halt this. Because basically, I don't want their Ibuki or anything to die, so they can't play another unit that we're kind of just like locking all their units. Ooh, that's really good. Unfortunately, we can't counter that. We can just do this, but that's going to be doing 6, so we're at 11. Ooh, we can do this. Memory control is very good against red decks. Agony not looking that hot because, well, actually, just kidding. They have a Ibuki. We can memory. Or sorry, Agony. I was still thinking about how good memory control is. I believe our counter is online. Yep. So it's kind of nice that they've gotten so many triggers. Let's play this so that we can halt, and then hopefully this Ibuki could just go for the win. Because we are getting very low. We're at 7. And yeah, that felt really, really strong. Let's go. Round 3 against Raging Demon. Definitely a mulligan. Well, I played round 3 against a feline, but lost due to disconnect. I didn't even get to play. It just disconnected right away. So I'm not going to show you that because that was barely a game. So true round 3. Let's go. Ko is great. So hopefully they have, you know, what? Fate of the Unworthies and stuff that are just dead in hand, but they will still have a lot of removal spells that are very, very good. And let's just do this right away. If they have a removal spell, they have a removal spell. It's a good clean 2 for 1. Ooh, they don't. We're winning. We are winning. Let's just halt that. Hopefully, they didn't have a removal spell before. That's fine. I actually think I don't really want to use this. Let's use this. Maybe Foresight we could have just done just to draw something more, another halt spell, something like that, but we're doing very good. I do want to make this lethal this turn, so I'll quickly do this. Hopefully they don't have any way now to deal with a lethal agility dude. And it looks like they don't, and we win. That's why I love this deck. That was such an aggressive win. Let's go. Up against Despair for the 4th and final round. Definitely a mulligan. And woo, I love this hand. We got a Ko. Maybe I shouldn't say love. I wish one of these secrets was a Devil Trigger. But I like this hand. I haven't fallen in love just yet. Maybe, though, if we play Ko and it is a Devil Trigger, then man, this hand's really trying to get on my good side. We play the waiting game. We play our Ko. Let's just halt this. Well, yikes. Okay, well, we can't counter that. Let's just halt this. I guess it's kind of nice that we didn't have a hookshot or Devil Trigger, so we didn't get 2 for 1. And we'll just take 2. I'm going to put this up here. Because we're going to halt it, and they're probably going to play another thing, so then we're not going to take 6 damage. Ah! I guess we just do this. Okay. So, God, that card is so good. 4 MP to destroy something that's 6? I kind of forget about how Black just got some more bonkers legendary cards. But let's not try to dwell on that. Let's try to win this game. Our counter spell is not going to be great against them. This is where, like, Hidden Intent would be a lot better. I guess we just take 6 here. Yikes. We're just going to halt. Halt everything so Orochi's not hitting us just yet. You know what? I think we should have put this Ibuki in the middle lane so it kept on hitting Orochi until we could give it flights. I'm not sure, actually. Maybe this is fine. Hopefully they just don't have another removal spell. Yes! I was just about to say, I'm just trying to turn through my deck to get a hook shot. Or Devil Trigger, but hook shot is better here because it already has agility. And now we try to never have anything die. We're okay taking the zombie hitting us for 3. I would like to keep on halting the Uni as well as Serpent King. Sorry, Demon. Serpent Demon. I call him a King because he's just so gosh darn powerful that he feels so busted. Let's just do this. I think we Solar Reflect this. Why not? Like, what else is Solar Reflect going to do? It's great that Ibuki will be 4. LOL, that's okay. Let's just halt this. Even though it's not blue MP, it's fine. It's one less active response phase that we have to go into for a while. Right, because now I'm a little hesitant since they drew a couple of cards. I don't necessarily want to play anything to give them free blue MP. We'll take that hit. Now, you know what? I'll take that hit. I just really don't want this to die again. I'm okay with it dying and flipping. I just don't want to open up a board slot that they can like play another unit, draw another card. So this is a 3 attack a turn cycle, but it has agility, so that doesn't take that long. Yep, they're just trying to draw to a removal spell, and they didn't fire it off, so it looks like we're in the clear. Well, I guess we do this. Why? They misplayed, right? Because couldn't they have used their legendary on Demon and then kill the Buki? Pretty sure they misplayed and just did it in the top lane rather than the middle lane. I have to reread that card, but kind of stinks for the opponent, but we got there. Overall, we just went 4-0, and it felt fantastic. This deck felt very strong. Before I talk about this deck even further, I do want to talk about how I thought my opponent misplayed with doing the zombie rather than Orochi, but I forgot what a Wound and a Thirst actually does. It kills any unit with HP less than or equal to, not MP. For some reason, I was thinking it was NP, and that would make it even more broken, probably even more broken. So that was my mistake of that being confused about the opponent. So then I feel even better about that last win, not being like, oh, we won because our opponent made a mistake. However, this deck I really, really like. I think there are some rooms to improve where maybe like 2 and 2 of Agony and Deadweight could maybe change a little bit. And the big thing to think about is, 1, do we want Devil Hunter Dante or something like that? And the answer is yeah, probably, because that card is just so powerful. And do we like Memory Control? This card felt really good, especially against red decks, right? Red decks, it is so good because it's 1 MP, triggers your action, or triggers your Resonate, gives plus 2 HP. That does so much. However, you are missing something like Dark Hold, and that card is so powerful. So I'm not really sure I'm really on the fence right now, so maybe I want to take some more time, brew around. Maybe I'll play like half and half, or maybe cut out like an Agony or Deadweight or Secret for some Dark Hold. So maybe it's not like 3 of Memory Control, maybe it's like a 1 of or a 2 of. But overall, if you like Temptation, big res style decks, I think this is a pretty darn good meta because it's pretty good against a lot of red decks because you have so much HP on your units, and especially Memory Control, you get even more HP. Black decks, it can suffer, however, you can draw into more of your units and go from there. And so that is really good, and it dodges some really powerful and popular removal like Fate of the Unworthy. However, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.